Today I'm going to share with you one of my all-time favourite cocktail canapé recipes. These are for my amazing cheddar and Marmite gougères. Now, gougères are beautiful baked choux pastry puffs, and they're traditionally in France, they're made with Emmental, Gruyere or Comté, and they're a very sophisticated little nibble to have at the beginning of a meal. But what I'm doing is I'm scrapping that and I'm going with a British twist. So I'm using good old cheddar and this baby, my secret ingredient, Marmite, which, love it or hate it, you are going to absolutely love it in these because it just brings a wonderful savoury depth to the little choux pastry puffs. So don't worry if you're not a Marmite fan, I think you'll still enjoy these. My boyfriend certainly does and he hates the stuff. First, you're going to get your butter. It's 120 grams. Ooh. And your milk, a tablespoon of Marmite. Look at that thick, unctuous, lovely brown stuff. And 75 ml of water. And you're just melting it all together and it's just coming up to the boil. So once it's all incorporated and the last of the butter is melted and you've got this kind of almost looks like tea liquid, you're going to add in 150 grams of sifted plain flour. And then immediately you want to start stirring this and beating it in. Might have helped if I'd used a slightly bigger pan actually for this. There we go, and look at that, you're getting, really quickly, you're getting something that resembles sort of mashed potato. And when it's coming away from the edges of the pan like that, it's ready to take off the heat. Look at that, it smells really, really good if you like Marmite. So we've got this lovely sort of fat paste and we're going to put it into the bowl of our mixer. Just leave it to cool for a couple of minutes because if you put the eggs in now, you're going to scramble them. So after waiting a couple of minutes, you can crack in your first egg. So just crack it in. And then put it on quite a low, you want the beater attachment if you're using a stand mixer. You can also do this by hand in a bowl with a wooden spoon. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease to get the eggs incorporated. So just pop that in, turn it on, sort of medium speed, and beat it in until it's fully incorporated. And you want to make sure that it's incorporated like this before you add the next egg. And don't freak out if it separates because it will separate, but then eventually it will come back together again. Okay, so that's done. Now, so if you have a look in here, you'll see that it's lovely and soft and silky and just all combined, and it's a kind of sticky, silky dough. Delicious, look at that. So at this stage, you're going to add in the cheddar. So just whack that in there. And the cayenne pepper, black pepper, and half a teaspoon of grated nutmeg. And then just going to combine this all again gently on here. And then you've just got all the cheese through there. Don't worry if it hasn't quite melted, it will melt when you bake them in the oven. Right, so now just gonna fill a piping bag. You could use a fabric one, I'm using a silicone one because I think the fabric ones smell like sick after you've used them a few times, even if you've washed them really thoroughly. So just open up your piping bag, twist the end like that so that you can't, so that none of the mixture is going to escape, and then just fill it up with your choux pastry mix. Twist it round like this, so you're holding it between your forefinger and your thumb, and you can just squeeze down to apply pressure to pump out the gougère mix. And then we've got greased baking trays here. And then you're just going to do sort of chestnut-sized little mounds. Make sure you leave some space between them because they will puff up. If when you've piped them, some of your gougères have got a really pointy tip, if you like, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but if you want them to be a bit neater, you can just use the back of a teaspoon that you've moistened in some water and just press down just to knock the top off. Or you can keep them pointy, it's totally up to you. So these are good to go in the oven. We're going to put them in at 200 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes until they're puffed and golden, and hopefully still a little bit gooey in the middle. Okay, so I think they're ready to go. Let's find out. Oh yeah, lovely. Look at these beautiful puffed up golden gougères. Personally, I like to eat these straight from the oven while they're still warm, so give them a minute or two to cool down. That's about as long as I can bear, and then get stuck in, hand them round, have some drinks, enjoy. So good. So really, really light, fluffy choux pastry in the inside, really crisp and golden and buttery on the outside. You can see that they're still quite gooey in the middle with all the cheese and Marmite goodness. They're just really good. Just try them out. You won't regret it. Thank you so much for joining me to share my gougère recipe. I hope you like it. If you did try it at home, leave a comment, let me know how you got on. And if you like the recipes, then please subscribe to the channel. This is a recipe from my book, A Lot on Her Plate, which is out now. See you next week.